Green Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Oh, Miss Lucy dead and gone, left me here to weep and moan. Green Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done. Oh, Miss Lucy dead and gone, left me here to weep and moan. Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground.
We in there. We in there. Welcome to the den. Welcome to the den. Y'all come on in. We're going to get to it in a minute.
Oh, Miss Lucy dead and gone, left me here to weep and moan. Green Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Sally up, a green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Oh, Miss Lucy dead and gone, left me here to weep and moan.
What's going on, everybody? You are live in the den. We are live. This is a Thought and Talk podcast with Aaron EBM. Thank you for coming through this evening. I hope everything is going well. Let's get cammed up. Put on my X-ray spectacles so I can see. That's what happens when y'all start aging. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You just deal with it and you keep moving. So, how are you guys doing? Hold, let's see. Share my screen. Go ahead and get this done. Down. Got it. All right. Hope y'all are doing well. I'm doing all right. Today, we're going to be talking about all kind of things. You know how we do. But the main focus is, I've been seeing a lot of marriage topics coming around in the space again, so we might as well keep on the topic. It's a topic that'll never get too old, and as long as we got people at odds, as long as we got people deciding to get married, we'll always have something to talk about. But we're always going to cover the foolishness, and that's why I'm here today. So get that down. We don't need that right now. We're gonna. All right. So that's what we're doing, man. We got guys guys crying on the internet on panels. We got a bunch of foolishness going around as well. Man, I hope you guys are all right, man. I haven't been exercising like I should be exercising, so I feel bad. So I'm not trying to rush tonight's show, but I do need to get out there and at least try to run a little bit, man. My knees started bothering me, or my one knee started bothering me anyway. So I had to kind of slow down on what I was doing. So you got, like I said before, you guys know how it is. You guys, the older you get, you run into those things. And like I said, tonight's focus is going to be on marriage and getting married. Is it a reason to get married anymore? Is it a reason to get married? Does any one of the parties, whether male or female, do they have anything to gain? That's what I heard AR's topic last night. Do they have anything to gain? And in the man, we talked about, or they talked about, stepfathers. But I want to talk about the marriage in general, what's happening in the West, in Western culture, what's happening, but the relationship dynamics as a whole, and then what's going on. You got guys going to overseas. You got guys using their passports, which we all know women have already been using their passports to get their backs blown out in various countries around the planet. But that's usually what it is. They usually go get their rocks off, get knocked down, and they usually come back. But what guys are saying, and a lot of the complaints the guys have that I've seen is, whether it's relationships or date and court, all the way to marriage, it's complete dysfunction. And why not go to other countries that value marriage and the sanctity of marriage a little more? That's the question. That's the question that they're asking. I myself am married. I'm married myself, so I don't have that problem. But I do. I myself is not. I'm not cut from the same cloth. A lot of the guys, in said community are. I wasn't cut from that cloth from the beginning, and I knew that I wasn't cut from that cloth. I wanted to be a kid, and I wanted to live like a kid growing up, and my whole focus wasn't bussing. It wasn't bussing. A lot of the guys around me wanted to bust, and I just wanted to be a kid. So I do understand growing up and wanting to be different or being different, and then looking around you and being surrounded by a bunch of chaos and wanting out and wanting to know, is there any reason, or is there any hope for the public? Is it any hope for relationships in America? Is it any hope, or is it, are we just doomed altogether, man? What do you guys think? Are we doomed? Is America doomed? Is the West doomed? Or is there hope? Is there any hope for what's been going on? I say all the time that as long as you have the masses, as long as you have the general public, as long as you have superstars, megastars, entertainers, athletes, promoting the foolishness, you're going to have people salivating at the mouth. You're going to have people wanting to be and wanting to do the same thing those athletes and those people that they feel like that are above them are doing. That's why I tell you guys not to focus on what the masses are doing, not to focus on what Hollywood is doing, because Hollywood and athletes and entertainers and all that will lead you down a road that you really don't want to go down. Look at Dwayne Wade. Look at Dwayne Wade. He's married. He's married to Gabrielle Union. But look at what's going on in their marriage now. Look at what's going on with their union. Is it worth being married when you're emasculated as a man? And it comes in all brackets. It comes in all wealth brackets. It comes in all ages. It's not just the young. It's not just the zennials or the it's not the millennials. It's everybody. And one could say that there it just is no hope for it. Both people are saying, what do I have to gain? What do I have to gain from it? But that's what it is, man. Look what else I seen today. I'm gonna pull this up. And this is what I'm talking about. This is one of the things I'm talking about. Let me share the screen. All right, you guys know who this person is right here, right? You guys know who this is? It's Miss Catch Me Outside herself, Bad Baby. She said she's following in the footsteps of Einstein, invited to speak at Oxford. This is where we're at. This is where we're at. The America and the West have gone so far. They have went all the way down to the bottom of the barrel and grabbed Bad Baby and put her in positions that great minds have not even been able to do. That great inventors, that great businessmen and women have not been able to do. But they put her in this spotlight. Now, I told you guys, I've been telling you guys for like the last 6 to 8 months that when I seen Maxine Waters bring up Cardi B and bring up Meg Thee Stallion, I told you that was a means to an end. I told you it was right there. I knew that it was a means to an end. I said, if we get public officials, if we get people in power pushing these kind of women to the forefront and exalting these kind of women, you already know what it was over with. It was over with for the general public and the American public. Now, if you don't believe me, you're seeing it now. And it's beginning to unfold. And I'm telling you, I think myself that it's going to get worse. Look, they say she Bad Baby, hate calling her that. I just call her Catch Me Outside girl, has already proven she's all about her business. She's been invited to drop some wisdom at Oxford University. Y'all hear that? She's been invited to drop some wisdom at Oxford. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. She's going to drop some wisdom at Oxford, let you guys know how much you guys are doing wrong and what you need to do right. You know, I guess she's still doing OnlyFans and a quote unquote millionaire. I don't know. I haven't really looked into the numbers, but they say she's a millionaire. So this is what I'm saying in America. Are the good girls that everybody's saying they want in the space or in the general public in the world, are the good girls the ones being exalted? Are the good girls and are the working women, the business women that everybody wants to be the boss bees? Are they the ones being exalted? Are they the ones being shown and being put in places for everybody to idolize? No, of course not. If you're anywhere and if you've been around, you see and you know that it's not like that, and it's not what it is. It's topsy turvy. It's upside down. Y'all see it. There's no need to argue about it because they're going to continue to do it, and you're going to continue to give them the clout and the recognition every time you get up here and debate. They're going to call you a hater for saying anything other than praising them and kissing their butt. So why argue with them? They say Bad Baby, aka Danielle Bergoli, has been invited to speak to students at Oxford Union, arguably the most prestigious debating society on the planet.
Bruh.
On the planet. So you get this woman, this young woman that was made a star on Dr. Phil's show for being a horrible child, a horrible daughter to her mother, for the whole world to see. You turn around and then show the entire world that this is the path. If you want to be successful in America, if you want to be at the push to the tops and the highest peaks of the mountains in the United States, this is what you need to do. You need to be a degenerate, and then you need to sell your body on OnlyFans. I know she still looks like a baby. She said, check this out. Check this out, BB. We'll follow in the footsteps of some pretty important people. Y'all check this out. Who stood at the podium, including President Reagan, Carter, Clinton, Queen Elizabeth II, Queen Elizabeth II, the Dalai Lama, Mother Teresa, Malcolm X,
Oh, hell no. Okay. Oh, hell no. Okay.
So you're going to put her up there with the likes of Malcolm X, Albert Einstein, Sir Elton John, and Billy Joel. This is what you're going to do. This is what America is doing. This is what America is showing you and all the people that are like you and good-minded, wholesome people, around the United States, no matter where you are, no matter where you're from. This is what they tell you you're needing to look up to. This is what you're telling you need to look up to. And if you're around and if you pay attention to media, if you pay attention to anything that's going on, you know that this isn't a marriage minded person. Is this this isn't a person that's going to exemplify what the next generation of people that run the United States need to be. It's not. It's not. But of course, this is what the next generation, the Z's, are going to be like, and this is what the Z's are going to look up to, and this is what they're want to be like. And of course, you're going to have a whole another batch of people that are going to want to get their bags and want to get naked and want to going to do the things that they feel like they have to do to make it in America, to make it to the mountaintops, to live the American dream. This is what they're going to show you. This is what they're going to continue to peddle to you. And you guys know it. Like I said, there's no reason to argue with it. It's no reason to sit up there and make a scene about it and pour your heart out about the way the country is going, because you already know. Like I said, you're going to be the hater. You're going to be the person that's trying to keep them down. You're going to be the big bad patriarchy. You're going to be the big bad patriarchy. And then where are you going to be? You're going to have, more stress. You're going to be sick, and you're going to do all the stuff that you don't want to have for you to happen to you. That's what's going to happen to you, all in the name of trying to argue the people down about showing this kind of woman off. But I'll let you guys do what you want to do. Now, let me see. Stop sharing that. Now, tonight, I wanted to talk about, move over here. I wanted to talk about the marriage, the dissolution of marriage, the dissolvement of the union between man and woman here in America. I know I cannot be the only one. People around all over have been talking about the same thing now, and it's nothing new. The straight degradation of marriage has been going on for a while, and now you have it once was men saying that, what did I have to gain from being married? If I get married, I'll sacrifice, I'll have children. Of course, that's the main reason to be married, because of legacy, because of passing on your seed and lineage into a person that you will believe that has your back and has you down and has your best interest at heart. But what usually happens most of the time, 70% of them anyway, or 50%, say 50-50 marriage rate, with 70% of the women filing for divorce, is they get divorced. You go into a situation where you're happy and you think everything is going to be all right, and then months, days, months, years go by, and then you are married, or not married, but you're no longer married, and now you're divorced. And you have people say, what is the point? Is it a point for me to be married anymore? You got young men saying, I'm not even going to deal with it, especially not here in America. I'm going to take my chances anywhere else that I can get it, because I know that things are hard out there in the world, and you're going to get the same kind of people and the same kind of women in spots and pockets all over the world. But indeed, you do still have a honor of the family and honor of marriage in different parts of the world. You cannot deny that. Now, I know a lot of people say that, there's you can get took over in different places, and I'm not trying to make this a traveling live stream. This is not what this is going to be, but let's be realistic. I am Aaron EBM, and I try to be as balanced as possible. It is what it is. Sometimes I am a guy, I am a man, and I am partial to the men, because in we are the ones that have been affected detrimentally by what's been going on in this country for over 50 years, and we are suffering the consequences of not having our stuff together, not being completely business minded, and not being focused. So yes, I am going to focus on the guys. So they say that you can get taken anywhere. They say you can get taken in any country, and indeed you can get taken in any country. If you go over there leading with your wallet, just like over here, if you go leading with your wallet, there's a good chance that you're going to run into somebody that just wants your money. But you cannot deny that the sanctity of unions and the bond that is made from those sanctities of those unions is stronger. You cannot deny that is what it is. It is what it is. I believe it. I believe it myself. And if you do not have the will to go through the mess here And if you do not have the will to fight, you're just not going to do it. You're not going to want to do it. And I don't blame some of these guys. Let me see. Now, I'm going to share this again. I swear to goodness, they have all these ads over here. They say the divorce rate in America, 35 stunning facts for 2022. Let me see. The divorce rate in America provides an insight in today's relationships, knowing what percentage and what percentages of marriages end in divorce and when divorce is most likely to occur. Put this down. It's important for all. It's important for all of us. So you might be wondering, what is the current divorce rate in the U.S. in the United States? Here's the deal. While in the U.S., divorce rate is remained relatively stable for the recent years, but it has been on the decline in long term. Now, it's been on the decline. I believe it's been on the decline, but I'm going to have more research. I believe it's been on the decline because, of course, if you're not getting married, if you do not have people getting married, what is the outcome? For every action, there's an equal but opposite reaction. So if people are not getting married, of course, you can't have as many people getting divorced. I don't believe it's more people staying married. You know, the trend is going down because people are staying married. I do not believe that. I believe it is because people just aren't getting married. And it said, as the following stats show, however, the divorce rate in the United States in 2019 doesn't necessarily provide a full picture of marital status, separations, and sorry about that, and relationship breakdowns. Said divorce rates in America. I can't see this thing. The current divorce rate in the United States is 2.9% per 1,000 people. Overall rate of divorces in America is falling, but of course, I said what I said. It's just because people aren't getting married, so of course, you're not going to have as many marriages or divorces. It said divorce amongst people age 50 plus is rising. That was an interesting one when I read this earlier, and I know, and I believe it is because of the culture we live in now. You know, there is no reason when you are in that age and you're getting close to retirement. What happens? You have most people have a midlife crisis, and they get to a point to where they're missing out on life. And what is the point of me, not getting along the way I want to get along, or not being completely happy? Put that in quotations, because we all know happiness is a fleeting emotion, and it takes more. It takes integrity to be able to stay in a marriage, more than just being happy. And you can't be the next person or your husband or your wife to decide to keep you happy. You have to do that for yourself. But women are more emotional, and they're going to want you to keep them happy. That's been a problem, and that's been a problem with social media. That's been a problem with the way women have been taught for the last several generations, that you need to be happy, 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 happy. When the woman, I say, those feminist revolutions came, and those different waves of feminism came. Of course, you conquer the world. You get happy. You get jobs. Okay, well, I got jobs, but I'm not happy. Well, now it's on you, and it's the man's fault that you're not happy either. And y'all know how it goes. It said fewer couples choose to get married than pre 1990. This is what I said. I didn't even read that part of it earlier, but like I said before, if fewer couples choose to get married than they did 30 years ago, right? If few people decide to get married, then of course you're not going to have as many divorces. Of course you're not going to have many divorces. It's just simple math and deductive logic. It said the U.S. divorce rate amongst one of the most highest in the world, of course, because we live in this first world country. That's something else. You're not gonna have all this time to the up in your emotions and your feelings and worry about whether I can get the coffee table that I want, or can I get the new Lexus that I want, and my husband's not providing the life for me to be able to get the Lexus that I want. In a third world country, you're going to be focused on keeping yourself together, keeping your family your bonds together, your family together, so you can have a better chance of surviving. Now, this isn't 100% because you guys know that in I believe it is Colombia, the single mother rate is like 80% over there. So we know this isn't true for everything, but it's not a first world country, and they do decide to do things to keep themselves more comfortable. It's just the nature of the thing. Most Americans who file for divorce do so between January and March. I don't need to know that. Divorce rate in America 2.9. I don't need to hear that. Recent divorce rate suggests a decrease in the number of people dissolving their marriage. No, I don't believe that. That's just because it's not as many people getting married. More people in the U.S. were married in 2018 than 1960. Well, you know what's going on in the 60s. You had that was flower child time. You had people with peace, love, and happiness and all that stuff like that. So they didn't really. It was a big chunk. It was a chunk of time where people just were doing whatever they want to do, frolicking and fornicating, passing diseases. Y'all know what went on. If you know your history, you already know what went on.
Get to the chopper!
A lot of our parents and a lot of other people's parents were made in that time. You guys know what it is. Say over 750,000 divorces took place in 2017. This is a few years ago anyway. So I know things won't be 100% accurate, but it's close. In a few years, it's close. Let's see. Remarriage increases the risk of divorce. Exactly. And we're going to talk about that later on too. The remarriage will increase the risk of divorce. Now, we could talk about this a little bit for a second. Now, I know we talked about people having those peer bonds and having body count and all that stuff like that. And this is the reason this goes hand in hand. I wish they would do a survey or a study that will show that the more people, the more bodies you have, and the more remarriages you have, will increase it will decrease the divorce. It's because that peer bonding. Now, people say they're gonna these womanist people are gonna tell you all the time it shouldn't matter what body count. My body, my choice. Live free and be happy, and you shouldn't, and body count shouldn't care. But you guys know if you have a brain, you know that the more partners a woman has, and this has been proven too. I don't have the stat up, but the more likely she is to get divorced. And it's the same thing, I believe, for when they get married. The more marriages you have, of course, what happens? You're gonna have intercourse, you're gonna have sex, and then the more likely it just goes hand in hand. You're gonna be able to get divorced. Now, I said, look. You had Brittany Renner saying that, I think Brittany Renner and Superhead saying that, if you guys are just scared. You know that shaming tactic, right? You know that shaming tactic. That shaming tactic to tell you guys are just insecure and scared because of guys having bigger packages than you. And it's not about being scared. Who cares? There's too many women out there to be scared. The thing is, we're creatures of logic. We don't want our women thinking about Tyrone, Miguel's, Pedro's, Julio's, and whoever else was up inside you, 2 years ago, and we don't want to think about whether you doing it like Jake was doing you 2 years ago. Well, I like doing whatever with you, but Jake, boy, he blew my back out. Now, if we know you had 3,000 partners, we're gonna know the odds are too great to believe that we're going to be the best thing you had in your life. It's a reason that you can let women believe that, and tell you guys that it doesn't matter. And of course, you don't know fully what a woman has had. But like I said, you don't want to give the impression that it is okay for every woman just to go get their backs blown out every day of the week, and then they're just going to get married. Like the thoughts that they had in their mind from getting their back blown out isn't going to be in there. And if your husband is whack or isn't good in the bed, you think a woman, especially a woman in the community, is going to stay with you. They already said that, being tall, being dark skinned, and being able to get their backs blown out are the three things that they look at a husband. They already told you that. So if you can blow their back out like they want you to blow their back out, she gone. She gone. You already know she's out of there. she's out of there. If you can't blow her back out, if you can't blow her back out like she wants it blown out, she's going to be gone. You know, I call it foul. I call it foul or tech, but she's going to be gone. And we're not stupid, and we know. You know, it's not about being shame, and that shame stuff is going to have to go out the window. They can try that all they want to, because deep down inside, they know that a lot of these women feel horrible. They feel worthless. That when they get done doing all this stuff that they do, rolling around town, getting through around, getting oiled up and smacked down, that they know they feel bad about what they went through and what happened to them.
Emotional damage.
That's what happens to them. It's the emotional damage. And I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a clinician. But you can't tell me that when a woman is getting ran through, that when she sits down and think about the things that happened to her, she more than likely will believe like, I shouldn't have made a lot of the decisions I made. But who am I? I'm just a guy in front of a mic. Now, we're going to get it. So we know that with the America has divorces, and a lot of the times, you know, women do initiate the divorces here in the United States. But some of the things that we talk about, we touch on every once in a while, is why they have a divorce. See, this is the thing that they will try to gaslight you into too, especially when you're having these conversations. All right, the number one thing on this list at the Whitney law firm. So this isn't me. This is just I believe it's probably some divorce attorneys. Women are more likely to feel held back by marriages.
Oh, hell no. Okay.
So they're going to feel held back by marriages. This is the thing. They have taught women to be strong, independent, and not need a man, right? But they cannot fight the urge to be married. This is the thing. They cannot fight the urge to, because it's our genetic imperative to get together, have kids. You know, some women don't. I'm not going to say all before everybody say, well, what about the women that don't want to have? Okay, you guys can stay over there in the corner. We don't care about them. The women that do want to get married, they have been told to chase their dreams, to chase their goals. You guys can be married. You guys can be super moms. You guys can have 15 kids at 45, and everything will happen. But you guys, you know that's not going to happen. 9 chances out of 10, you're not going to be able to handle all that. You're not going to be able to do it. So the number one reason at the Whitney law firm is women feel like more likely to be held back if they got married. So they get, of course, they get to thinking and looking at these things and feeling like, well, if I didn't have this husband, I would be able to follow the dreams that I wanted. I'd be able to do the things I want to do, go travel. You know, that's the main thing. I want to go travel. And I can't do that with him. So what I'm going to do is get divorced and live my dreams, right? Because I'm going to get divorced. And then what happens when a man gets divorced? He's going to lose most of his stuff. He's going to lose half of his things. And then he's going to not be able to have the kids, more than likely. And that woman's going to be able to take the kids off and live off alimony if they're like that. And I know some women say, well, y'all guys too broke to have alimonies. Yeah, a lot of the guys don't have a lot to have alimony, but they do have enough money to make child support and give you the thing that you want to have to further boost yourself up in this economy. So they feel held back. The fact that today's women are working more than ever. Let me see. Have and make up a little over half of the workforce in the United States. However, in many marriages, women are still seen as the primarily responsible for domestic duties, despite having more on their plates and with their careers. This is why, you get the resentment. This is why you get the attitude. Why do I have to cook? You hear that all the time now. Well, I work just like you. Why do I have to cook? And even when you say, well, I help you cook, I still don't want to cook. Let's do DoorDash. These are the things that you hear, because secretly, let's get right down to the meat of it. Secretly, most women don't want to work. They don't want to. I don't want to have to do this. Most people don't want to have to get up and go make the money and go do what they have to, because that's the way they survived. And the world has told you it's not just about surviving anymore. You guys need to go off and be Wonder Woman. Something's wrong with you. Let me see. Michael Runsfield, an associate professor of psychology at Stanford University, author of ASA Study, stated, I think that marriages as an institution have been a little bit slow to catch up with the expectation of gender equality. I don't even know what. They're a little bit slow to catch up with gender equality, right? That's what he said. Expectation of gender equality. Let me see. Got that back up. Wives still take their husband's surname and are sometimes pressured to do so. Husbands still expect their wives to do the bulk of the housework and the bulk of the child care. What's more is that the other studies have shown that when both parties in a marriage are employed full time, the woman in the relationship still does more housework in the relationship. Well, look, you guys get married. And if you don't set the ground rules, whose fault is that? That's what talking is about. That's what being able to go through in your life with your partner and say, look, I'm tired. Can we share this? Can we share this? Can we do this? Can we move these things around a little bit so I won't feel so bogged down? But no, Megan Thee Stallion and all the rest of these people have told you ain't got to do nothing. You can just, you can live your job twerking. If you can't do that the way you want to do it, then it's time for you to leave. There is no working out. Everybody's lazy. Everybody wants that TV relationship and TV marriages, and when it doesn't work out, they're surprised. They say psychological distress. Now I'm not going to read these whole thing. Psychological distress. God, I got to read some of that. In addition to the women often finding their husbands are not supportive, when they are highly successful in their careers. In 2019 published the Personality and Psychology of Psychology Bulletin, which included over 6,000 American heterosexual couples. 15 years, many men experienced psychological distress if their wives made more than 40% of the household income. I'm gonna tell you that. Look, we're gonna stick on that for a second, because y'all already know how it is. Y'all already know how it is. If it's not just the fact that women make that much money, who cares? If the woman makes that much money, that's going to make the house have that much more money. What happens is when a woman makes that much money, more than likely she has either a stressful job or some job that's going to make her have to work for that money. And what happens when she makes that much money? She doesn't just make that much money and take care of whatever she wants to take care of or needs to take care of in the house. What happens is attitude, sass, resentment, again, like I said before, comes along with her having to make this money, and she begins to feel like, well, if I can't do everything I wanted the way I want to do it, since I have to work, and I should have to say so to do that, well, screw you, and she's going to make you feel, like, you're not doing what you're supposed to do as a man. That's what you see happening. And it's not just me. You get people telling you this stuff all the time. The more money they make, the more they feel like they should be able to say or do whatever they want to do. And then you're not supposed to say anything because they're making all this money. See, it's the same attitude they get before they even get into the relationship. What's the first thing they say? Well, I got my bachelor's in communication. I got my master's. I got my double master's in African American history. You already know how it goes, to let you guys know that she shouldn't be messed with. Now, the culture has made it in such a way that they use this as a measuring stick. When you meet them from the get-go, they use it as a measuring stick to let you know that the smallest thing you do, they can be out of here because they can take care of yourself. And men sense that. Men aren't stupid. Men sense that. That's why you hear men say, we don't care about your careers. We don't care about your careers, especially when I know you, when I meet you. What I care about is what attracted me to you. And then later that I'll begin to build off of that and grow off of that. But women think that, again, like men say, they want to think like men and think that that's attracted to them. That's why you got women saying that men want them for their money. The only man that wants a woman for their money is a homosexual, and they decide to be with the homosexual, and the rest is history. But it is what it is. Yes, it's exciting to you. You're supposed to be happy. And if you are married and your woman, or you're in a relationship and your woman gets a degree, of course you're supposed to be happy, because that's making her happy. And most men just want the woman that they're with to be happy themselves. That's what they want. We're simple. Women often take more of the emotional burden. Communication is the key in marriage, but often an area where many couples struggle. Generally, men are not taught how to communicate and process emotions. Women in marriages find they often take more of the emotional responsibilities. In some cases, this may include a being in sole emotional support of the entire family. Now, I don't know what kind of men get in, what kind of women get into relationships with men. They seem like they, are more, I say, straight laced, or straight and narrow. Now, I'm gonna say this just like I say about the women that get with the homosexuals. You know the kind of man that you're getting with before you get with him. When you court, when you date, you know the kind of man that you get with. So how is it blindsiding, a blind side slap to the face when you have kids and he wants you to just do that? He wants to check out. You know that man when you get there, but all too often in the society we're in, these women are taught to go for what they want, the kind of man they want right there, and then hopefully they can be able to change them over time. But if not, you can always fall back on your career. Let's see. Women no longer tolerate consistent unacceptable behavior, whatever that means. Now, I'm not even going to read this because this was subjective. This is subjective. So for what one woman believes is not tolerable, another woman will tolerate. So how, what is it? At this point in history, women do not work as much at this point in history, women did not work as much as today. Because of this, wives would rely more so on their husband's financial security, even at the expense of abuse and neglect behavior. Today, this is not so much. Men ain't come on, y'all. Men ain't making that much money, and women aren't in the positions that they were back in the 1920s to be able to do all that. They're talking about women ain't taking it. Men already know because they're gonna. Most of these women, if they're enough to be married or they're quote unquote marriage material, you already know they ain't gonna want to take nothing you say anyway. You know. Anyway, so most men already know that. It's only the men that are completely arrogant that'll get with a woman, and that will happen. But like I say, they pick those. This is another one. It says 6 reasons why women are more likely, what is that, to divorce than men, I believe. And I just pulled this up. I didn't read this one. They said we're going to read some of them though. Most women no longer dream of being housewives. They want satisfying careers and marriages. We can't have them all. Now you can have a successful career. You can have I believe you can have a successful career and not successful, but successful marriage. You can have it. You can have it, but what happens is you're not going to be a superhero at both. You can have a good things, but everything has a ebb and flow. Everything has a wax and wane, and everything has a balance that you kind of need to, or a harmony. I'll say it like that because nothing is 100% balanced, but a harmony that a lot of people aren't willing to take, to be able to keep a marriage going like that. A high profile, a high moving, high paced marriage isn't just going to. It's not. More than likely, you guys see it. 50% of them are not going to make it. Women look forward to true equality of the sexes. Men look backward at the golden age. This is also something that's going to make them butt heads because y'all know there is no true equality. There is no true equality. There is no true equality between men. So how can there be true equality between men and women? It's not going to happen. You're never going to have true equality. There are always going to be, double standards, that a woman has more of an advantage in, and there's always going to be double standard that a man has more advantage in. We just need to suck it up, deal with it. As long as it's not hurting us, the person, you should just deal with it and move on. Women are less willing to accept unhappy relationships than men. I believe this because, like I said, men are, we're visual creatures. We're the ones that's supposed to take the bullets of the world. So we're built We're built to take that. We're built to be brick walls. We're built to be shields for the family. So we are more likely to when we're just letting stuff make us unhappy to push through it. Women just like hell no.
Oh, hell no.
They are just willing, just the more likely they're willing to say hell no, I ain't going through it, and you guys are going to just stick, you're just going to be there. And the story goes, men often believe they have more to lose in a divorce than a woman. This is also correct. This is not a belief. Now this right here, this right here is disingenuous. It's disingenuous. Men have men have way more to lose than women in divorce. Now, I say that 99% of the time. Now, there are high profile women, like Halle Berry, for instance, that her man got the alimony, and that doesn't happen often. That's just because of the where they are in their, as people in their life. But 90% time, 90% chance, 99.9% chance, the men is going to, the laws are set up for the men to lose. The laws are set up for the men to not be able to come out, either even on top. They're not set from most states. As soon as a child is born, that child belongs to that mother. If you sign the birth certificate, that child still belongs to the mother. It's not yours. It is hers. Now, you made those children together. That children is biologically yours. That child is biologically yours. And yes, you do have, some kind of rights, but you're going to have to fight an uphill battle. She, on the other hand, 9 chances out of 10 is not going to have an uphill battle. You're going to have to prove who you are as a man. You're going to have to prove that you're competent and able to take care of yourself in order to even think about getting 50-50 custody, but not her. She's going to have to be a crackhead. If you want full custody, she's going to have to be a crackhead, and you're going to have to be able to prove that she smoked crack before she came to court that day. Women are quicker to consult a lawyer than men. Yes, they are. I believe that. They believe that. Women say all the time that I'll call a lawyer and take you to a lawyer because that emotional snap will take them there. I believe that. And women are much more aware of emotional health than men in their marriages than men. I also believe this. I also believe that women that do take care of their mental health, and I believe men should take care of their mental health if need be. And don't. That's one of my things that I tell people all the time: physical and mental. Take care of your physical and mental. If you're to the point where you're breaking, seek help, find help, get you somewhere to get you to someone or somebody that can help you. There's no sense to suffer in silence. We have too many men deleting themselves, and we don't need that. We don't need people deleting themselves. I believe everybody has a role and everybody has things to do in this life, and we only have one life to live. So don't take it away from yourself. If you are new to the channel, this is the Thought and Talk podcast with Aaron EBM. I appreciate you for being here with me tonight. Could have been anywhere else, but you guys know what the saying is. But you're here with me. That's enough with that. So what do y'all think about that? I got another one. But what do you guys think about that? Says marriage divorce ratio United States demographics, and this is also in 2018. Now, I wasn't reading through here, but it was something interesting on here that I've seen, and I did see SKC say that. But I want you guys to look at these. Let me know if you can see this. I want you to look at the demographics on here. I seen this chart earlier a couple of times this week, and I want you guys to really think about. what you're seeing on this chart. And I saw it, and I had to actually. That's why I looked it up. I had to actually look at it to decipher and actually really let this sink in my brain. Are you guys paying attention to the dots? Look at the dots. The gray is the ratio. The dark dot, the dark dot is for marriages, and the orange dot is for divorces. What do you guys notice about this chart? What do you guys notice about this chart? I mean to move it if you can't see it. That the black divorce rate is flipped or inverted from everybody else. That means there are more divorces in the black community or the community. I'll be nice today. Than there are marriages. More divorces, double, almost double, or almost double divorces than there are marriages. How is that even possible? How is that possible that we have more marriages or more divorces than we have marriages? Is it boomers and Gen Xers getting divorced, and people are, other people are new people are getting married in smaller numbers? But I want you to look at how disparaging that is. Everybody else kind of travels in the same trend, but the divorces are extremely high, with Hispanics having the greatest gap. I want you guys to think about that and think about that. If you are from the black collective or the community, or are you just a free thinking black person, I want you to really think about that, because that is a disparaging number. I just want to bring the facts. Whether you want to get married or not, isn't the thing. Now, I will tell people this day, me being married myself and having children, I will not make young men rush into marriage with these kind of numbers. I would not want any man or any young man to just rush in without really taking precaution, or arranging a marriage before I would do that. This is nuts, and I want people to take this seriously. I did see this, and now, like I say, I shout out to SKC, because he, I did see that. I did see this and found this, because I actually looked at this and take it seriously. Now, people can complain and talk about, all the different things that made this happen, all the different, the government and all this other stuff. But in the end of the day, it takes you sign the paper and sign a marriage certificate and get married to your spouse to get married. It takes the work to keep it here. It doesn't take a lot of money, even though you might want money, and that might be a stressor to stay together. Now, we know we got all these different things and scenarios in here to make this stuff happen, to make these divorces and marriages happen. But right here is a telltale sign about the trouble and the toxicity in the black collective. I'll just let y'all think about that for a minute. I'll keep that. I'll actually put the link to that one in the description. Now, you heard all of the reasons why people get divorced, the reasons why people get stay together, not stay together, but actually get divorced. Now, I know you guys, the biggest thing you heard, if you've been into some of these debates, you heard that the man is always left, right? That the man is always the one to leave. It's, most of the time it's never the woman. The woman's just, being the best she can be, and then the man just leaves her up and leave her and the kids. And it's the same thing we always hear, right? No, that's not the one. Let me see. Just go. There it is. I actually said the other day, and this was perfect. This is a perfect example of what goes on in the black collective. It's perfect. It's a perfect example. And I always want you to look at this. Now, this was a talk between Corey Holcomb, right there, comedian. I think we got Kendra G on here. Kendra G on there on the side. Turn this up. Now, guys, want you to hear a little bit of this this conversation. Before I do that, fair use. We are using this in the right to fair use to make original content. I do not want any trouble from YouTube. Let's go.
Chicago, man, it's a whole bunch of single moms who got opinions and they lonely. That's really what the world is about. All you women who have something to say, you saying it to people who not with you.
But listen, okay, but they're single mom because the guy's not with them. So is there any accountability to the
They're
man?
a single mom.
Now I want y'all. I'm gonna stop it right there. Now, I know Kendra is for the sister code, right? But my thing is, if you're coming to the conversation in good faith, how is all the single mothers on the planet, single mothers are in America and in the community? How are they all single mothers because the man left? Could they be single mothers because they decided to leave and take the kids? Why is it always because the man left the relationship? That's a question, y'all. The question you need to ask, and that's a question you need to ask them when they tell you it's just the men leaving, because it's not all the men leaving. And if they are leaving, sorry that it happened. Some of you got blindsided, but I believe a lot of you didn't.
Because their opinion is more important than being with the person that they had kids with.
What do you mean by that?
Just think about how many women grow up the kids grow up just with their mom. Like if you really think about the statistics.
Fair use. Now you heard the statistics. We all know. We heard the statistics. Corey isn't dumb. Now Corey is crazy, but Corey isn't dumb. You heard the statistic. Every woman that has this conversation with you is, what about the kids? And it's all about the kids, right? And the men have messed up the community because they left all their kids behind for us to make these more strong, independent women and women and soft men. It's all because the men aren't there to regulate, right?
Statistics with that, something is really wrong. And when you think about what's wrong, why isn't the man in the house? The government is part of it because they give the women tools against the man, but don't give the man tools. They're being assisted by the government to split the families.
Well, here's the deal, though.
That's COINTELPRO right there.
Okay, some people can say that and if you're a free thinker and objective, you cannot blame the whole thing on the government, but it makes it extremely more easy for a woman to go divorce a man because what she can get, the way she's going to get it, get the divorce, get the money, or if she's underprivileged or poor, she's going to get assistance for getting rid of that man if they're struggling. So it does make them have more incentive to leave that man. I get it. I get what he's saying.
I agree with that. Only thing that I don't agree with is you're giving a lot of the accountability to the woman of the family. It takes the man to be a part of the family too. So if he's helping her create the child and he doesn't stick around to help raise the child, that's his fault. It's not her fault.
No, if you're,
like I said, bad faith argument. Why does it always have to go back? I refuse to answer me. No, I refuse to say or believe that it's all men just jumping up and leaving. Remember what I said. We're easy creatures. Now I believe there are some men that are just not easy to get along with, but women know who they're dealing with. We're easy to get along with. It's not hard for us to stay around. So I don't believe that.
A woman and you want to keep the man that you had a baby with, you have to bow down.
You have to bow down.
You are not in charge here.
What are you talking about, Corey?
You have
You're
to
trying
bow
to make
down.
me upset. She's trying to make me upset. I'm not gonna.
Do you have kids?
I don't have
Y'all listen.
any kids.
Obviously you ain't got no kids. That's what I'm saying. It's like you're not going to bow down.
No, I'm not. But I have enough money to raise my child with or without the guy.
Right. So
Get to the chopper!
Okay, y'all heard that. She makes enough. Yeah, she's not going to bow down, which I've heard Corey, say bow down. I wouldn't have used the word bow down myself, but Corey said bow down. What I know he meant was be cooperative. And if people like that, I said in positions like Kendra G, why she doesn't have any man or any kids right now, is why it is a problem. Look at what she just said. Now, I'm not going to back down, but I make enough money to raise my kids. But like, okay, all of a sudden before it was the man is needed to be all XYZ in the house, and the reason the community is the way it is. But I'm not going to back down because I can raise a kid all by myself. This is what they're dealing with. This is what people are dealing with. So on one point, it makes sense for a man to, for the man to be an important, integral part of the household. But then, hey, if he ain't saying what I want him to say, then I'm getting the hell out of here because I can raise the kid by myself. This is what I'm saying. This is what people are saying. It's the same thing that always goes on, but men are just now saying stuff. Now, I seen something interesting for the last video I'm going to have tonight. I seen something interesting that I did not see, that I hadn't seen until I was just scanning through TV the other day. This is a show called Addicted to Marriage. And this right here, I was thanking the video and YouTube guys when I seen this, because it summed it all up of what's going on, I believe, in a lot of today's and these modern women in marriages. Check this out. Fair use, fair use. I'm using this video under the guide of fair use, making new and original content. Appreciate it. You guys, before I start this video, this is the Thought and Talk podcast with Aaron EBM. I appreciate it. Tonight's talk is marriage and the dissolution of marriage, and addicted to marriage. Are women addicted to marriage and not the union? We're gonna listen to this video and find out.
My name is Monette. I'm 52 years old and I've been married 11 times. My screams will haunt your soul. I would have to say I've been boy crazy ever since I've been about 2, when I had my first crush. I had crushes on my older brother's friends. I always picked which one I was going to marry. I always fantasized about what my wedding would be like, what my husband would be like, and I definitely am in love with love. The thing I loved about marriage is that was just what I always believed you were supposed to be. You always... Hold on. Now let me see. Let me see if I can share. If I can't share it again, I'll just let y'all hear the audio. Yeah, it might not let me see it. And I just want y'all to listen. Ways we're supposed to have a husband. So in my movie, that's what I had. When a guy didn't work, I just needed to find another actor.
Can you name all of your mom's husbands?
There was Ken, Bob.
Oh, let me try. Okay, there's Jeff and Jerry and Hilario. Oh, I don't know. Bruce. This is what she looks like.
Steve, Jason.
That's only 4, huh?
Okay, y'all heard that. 12 marriages, and she just finds, she finds the right, not the right guy. She just get rid of him and get another one, right? Another one. Let me see.
So now that you guys have gotten all the details and the specs on this unit, I'm here to tell you guys how I feel about it. So let's just jump right in. My name is Shay, and although I'm only 30, I've already been engaged 4 times and married twice. That's what she looked like. I'm an influencer, so I get people to see how like different hairstyles and beauty products look on me. I think it's very important that I look good all the time because I am a fabulous diva. Marriage has always been important to me ever since I was a little girl. Of course, seeing movies where the princess marries her prince. I want the love. I want the family. I just always wanted that happy ending. When I was 18, I met my first fiance. He was very smooth. When I first got engaged, it felt magical, and I was disappointed that it ended because I just thought he was my soulmate. I met my second fiance when I was 20 years old. We were actually in a long distance relationship. We were introduced by a mutual friend. He proposed to me the first time he met me in person, but I found out that he was a player, and then our relationship.
Here's another one.
All due respect, maybe it's not a guy problem, maybe it's you. All due respect, maybe it's not a guy problem, maybe it's you.
Honey? Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I'm coming, babe. I'm so excited about today.
You
oh
are?
My God. I could not even sleep last night because I'm super duper excited about picking up my new engagement ring today in Manhattan. Oh my God, today's a good day. Mwah.
It'll be a wonderful day.
I have been married 3 times because people want to marry me and I'm marriage material. This guy here, he's going to be my 4th husband. He's going to be my last husband.
Yeah, Keisha's been married a couple of times.
Get to the chopper! I could not even sleep last night because I'm super duper excited about picking up my new engagement ring today in Manhattan. Oh my God, today's a good day.
So you heard she's been married 4 times, right? But I want you to hear this before I get out of here.
You ready, baby? You nervous? Look at you.
When he proposed to me, the diamond was exquisite.
Come on.
Beautiful, but it was also very traditional. It was a round diamond. Things went a little left, and I tried to say, well, I'm really might not like this ring.
Well, she said it a little bit different.
We were in bed.
And she woke me up. Yeah.
I cannot wear this ring. I'm sorry. We have to get me another ring.
Get to the chopper!
So look, guys, that's just a little small pieces of what a lot of these women are wanting, or a lot of these women are wanting out of marriage. They're not really. A lot of them aren't really even wanting to get married. You're getting married 12 times, you're getting married times, and then when you got a guy that you think that you feel like that is a good man, that obviously because you're with him, all of a sudden you're worried about what kind of ring you got, and it's obviously nothing cheap. Look, guys, you see it, you see how it is. You guys didn't need that, but you guys know what it is. You guys see what it is. You know, if you're going to choose to get married, I give blessings and all to you if you decide to get married. But I implore you, with the way today's women are made up, don't be very smart, be diligent about what you do. There's nothing wrong with courting. Test them with coffee dates. If they're talking about you and shaming you for coffee dates, don't get married to them. Vet that woman properly. And I know people talking about, well, you ain't know how to vet. Sometimes you don't need to look. The booty doesn't need to be the first thing you're looking at. You know what I'm saying? Because you often get blinded or you get booby trapped. There's too much for you guys to lose out there. And then it's even worse if you get kids involved and you end up in court splitting your kids and you're fighting these women for, partial custody, and just overlooking whether these women are even, sane or not. You don't need to overlook it. It's very important. It's too, if you decide to get married. But the way things going now, I see people are going to be less and less married. Less and less married. It's not going to happen like people think it's going to happen and believe it's going to happen. And all the people can do that are good and marriage minded, go out and, like I say, be smart and diligent about what you're doing, guys. There's no time, especially if you're a man, about your business and you're on your purpose. Of course, you need to really look out and really be careful about what you're doing, guys, because, you know, I hate to see people go through that, you know, especially with the kids. You know, it is it's unfortunate, and we don't want none of that. We do not want any of that. So guys, man, it's about 10 minutes past the hour. I appreciate all of you guys being with me today. I think it's a good topic. I think it's a topic that would need to be continued to be talked about, you know, because like you hear all the time, men are deciding to just go all over the place and do what they need to do to find somebody that'll at least be on their program or not give them all of this grief, you know, all of this grief. And I don't blame them. You know, I'm not a passport bro myself, but I do understand what they're doing, and I keep my ear to the ground. You know, I keep my eyes on what's going on out there, and you know, in the streets and the media, and I see it. You know, I can't lie and say that I don't see what's going on. Let me see what I got. Yeah, I can't see what I don't. I can't see what I can't say I don't see what's going on out there. You know, you get put this one thing in here. You get women are out saying they don't want to be with men, right?
I don't do boyfriend. I don't do boyfriend.
So what you do?
One night stands. I just said that.
I don't like commitment. I don't do no motherfucking relationship.
You don't do relationship?
Nah, that shit dead for the motherfucking bird. I'm not the marrying type.
I don't do marriage. One night stand. I'm more of a, solo type of bitch.
Oh, city boy! It's an evil world we live in. Sensational.
So guys, I appreciate you being with me today. Like I said, be careful, be extremely careful. Don't let anybody rush you into anything, and just keep your head up out there, because it always could be worse. If you're going through and you feel like you can't find that person you need, just stay on your purpose, stay at it, and you'll find what you need out of life. All right, guys, I am getting ready to get out of here. I appreciate you being with me. Until next time, everybody. Peace.